Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome back to Mark Kelly Farm. We've got our first long pants day here in Nebraska, while some of my friends are still fighting the 100-degree heat out on the west coast. We are happy to have this day today. We can work outside all day long and not get overheated. So we've got some tractor work we're going to do first. So come along for the ride and we'll get her done. So what we got is my cousin gave me a couple lick tubs full of leftover rye seed, and we've got some rain coming tomorrow, so I want to get this stuff scattered out where I want it to give it a good chance of germinating this fall. Now what I'm wanting to do is up on the upper part of the farm here is we got some open area that really doesn't get used unless we're burning brush or something like that. I got some equipment parked back there. But I want to lay in a food plot for some deer, and that'll help maybe draw the deer onto the property. Brandy keeps them chased off most of the time, but if they had some rye out there because they really enjoy it, they might come down off the hill here and be there either in the morning or the afternoon. And the reason why I want the deer is because we supplement our proteins here on the farm with some venison, and since the dog's been here, they really haven't been coming into the yard, but maybe we can pull some in. So this is the area out here I was talking about. So I'm going to get the bush hog out, which is over there, and we'll get it hooked up to the tractor. We're going to mow down all this taller stuff because it's starting to go to seed. It's not mature enough right now. The seeds aren't developed, but we'll get that cut down so it doesn't go back to weed seed. And then once we get all that mowed, we'll get our spreader and we'll get down in there and we'll scatter all that rye seed down in there. I think I'm going to move the implements I have down here further so we have that whole bowl area there to plant in. Well, we got her all mowed down. The next thing we're going to do is scatter some seed out here. But it's good to get those weeds mowed down before the seeds go to where they're fully developed, because you don't want those weeds being able to reseed themselves in your area out here. And I'll give you an example. Now, most people don't realize if they have troublesome weeds in their pasture, a lot of those weeds are annuals, which means they have to reseed themselves to regrow. They're not perennial plants that like grow back from the roots. So if you have a lot of plants or weeds that are annual weeds, if you keep your pasture mowed, you can clean up your pasture pretty good, and you won't get those pesky weeds back after a couple years, if you can mow your pasture, if you don't need the grass really bad. So here's an example here. This area here used to be full of all kinds of troublesome weeds. Had a bunch of hemp in here and a lot of other weeds, but we've mowed this last year. If we kept on mowing this, it'd get better and better, but you can see it's almost completely grass now without a lot of the weeds. There's a few over there that if we kept this stuff mowed, we would lose more and more of those weeds every year. Now, out in California, we had a weed in the pasture called star thistle, and everybody was really concerned about it because it spread really bad. And they were crazy thistles. They were super pointed. You just walk through them and they would pierce right through your blue jeans and everything. But it was a very troublesome weed, and people were really concerned about it. But once they figured out it was an annual weed, people just started mowing their pastures, and they got rid, for the most part, of that star thistle. And you can keep doing that. So all of this area now, we're going to go get our Toro mower, take the bagger off of it, and we're going to hook up our seeder, our seed spreader, and we're going to spread some seed out here. All right, we are all hooked up. We've got a whole lick tub full of rye seed in here. We're going to go crazy spreading it, because probably not all of it's going to germinate, and the birds are going to get some of it. So we're going to put it down a lot heavier than what we need. Mission accomplished. You can probably see the seed coverage here on the ground. Yes, it's a little heavier than what we need, but like we said, we want to give a little insurance, so that's why we did it. What'd you find, Brandy? You chasing butterflies? Leave that butterfly alone. Well, we got that project done. Glad to get that done. I hope we get the moisture tomorrow. We got a little bit today, but it wasn't enough to even matter. But if you look out here, we're pretty dry down in this part of Nebraska. Up north, they got about 1.5 inches of rain the other day. But we didn't get it here, so hopefully we get a pretty good inch or 2 or even 3 we'll take. And that'll start greening things back up. A little too early to be drying up here. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video watching us get some stuff done here on the farm. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.